A 60-car field, speeds over 190 miles per hour, and a disastrous wreck which took out over 20 cars and injured many drivers. This is the story of the 1973 Winston 500 at Talladega.
The 10th race of the 1973 season was to be held on May the 6th in front of an audience of over 75,000 spectators. 63 cars entered into the event, and the three that didn't race on Sunday were Neil Bonnet, John Utzman, and Bob Davis. In qualifying, Buddy Baker, driving the number 71 K&K Insurance Dodge, set the fastest time of 49.505 seconds to grab the pole position. David Pearson in the famous Wood Brothers Mercury joined Baker on the front row with a lap 3 miles per hour slower than Buddy. The rest of the top 10 were Richard Petty, Kel Yarborough, Bobby Allison, Gordon Johncock, Bobby Isaac, Darrell Waltrip, Joe Frasone, and Bill Ward. At the start, David Pearson fell back as Buddy Baker battled Richard Petty, Kel Yarborough, and Bobby Allison. Pearson made a daring 3-wide pass for the lead in turn 3, but was quickly passed by Buddy Baker. The leaders were reaching speeds of up to 196 miles per hour early as they cut the rear of the 60-car field in only 8 laps. And on lap 10, disaster struck.
Ramo Stott, driving the number 90 Mercury owned by Junie Donlevy, blew his engine, sending oil all over the track and losing control right in front of the leaders. Buddy Baker said that in an instant there was cars spinning and slamming out of control, creating a massive cloud of dirt and dust no one could see, and many drivers piled in. The yellow flag came out, but that didn't do anything as cars still continued to crash into what was now a junkyard on the backstretch for over 5 minutes. Why they didn't throw the red flag to me doesn't make any sense. Kel Yarborough and Buddy Baker escaped their cars and went onto the infield dirt embankment to avoid a chance of getting hit, while they watched hopelessly as their cars were getting battered even more than they already were. The average cost of a NASCAR Winston Cup car at the time was $20,000, and in total, 23 cars were involved in the wreck. Some include Ronnie Daniel, James Hilton, Bill Ward, Ron Kozlowski, Bob Mosgrover, Bobby Allison, Earl Brooks, Walter Ballard, Buddy Arrington, Lenny Pond, and so many others. Slick Gardner suffered a knee injury. Joe Frasone hurt his shoulder, leg, and foot. Earl Brooks had the back of his hand cut off, but the worst injured was Wendell Scott. Scott suffered a fractured leg, fractured pelvis, broke 3 ribs, had an injured kidney, and a broken forearm in which the bone was sticking out. Absolutely horrible. Wendell spent more than a month in the hospital, and many would say this wreck ended his career. Scott had a hard time paying off his 1971 Mercury Montego and made a few more starts, most notably the National 500 at Charlotte 5 months later, but ended up retiring not long after. Wendell's destroyed car is currently on display at the Winston Cup Museum in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Scott was inducted into the NASCAR Hall of Fame in 2015. Bobby Allison was furious and ripped the track's management for the 60-car field. Joe Frasone said, quote, "I hope this France is happy. NASCAR had no business starting 60 cars. In total, the yellow flag was out for 39 laps, which equaled 1 hour and 5 minutes. According to Buddy Baker, Pearson had fouled out the spark plugs on the 21 Mercury early on, and he got it fixed under the lengthy yellow. Some drivers that led under the long yellow flag were Charles Barrett, J.D. McDuffie, Cuckoo Marlin, and Cecil Gordon. Richard Petty, who had been involved in the big one, ran about 40 laps after repairs, but eventually went out, finishing 35th.
When the green flag came back out, Darrell Waltrip, driving the number 75 Mercury, took the lead and battled with Bobby Isaac. The two swapped the lead several times as David Pearson worked his way back up to the leaders. On lap 78, Benny Parsons went out front and led for 4 laps until Dick Brooks got by. On lap 87, David Pearson took the lead and checked out. Donnie Allison, driving the number 08 Chevrolet for Dygard Racing, made his way into the top 5, but Pearson was running away. Parsons led again from lap 113 to 118 during green flag stops, but Pearson took the lead back for good on lap 119. Pearson had a one-lap lead when the caution flew for the final time for Vic Parsons' crash with 3 laps to go, ending the race under yellow.
It was Pearson's 5th win of the season, and 3rd in a row, having won at Darlington and Martinsville before Talladega. He led 111 of the 188 laps that day. Donnie Allison finished 2nd 1 lap down, Benny Parsons 3rd 1 lap down, Clarence Lovell 4th 3 laps down, and Cecil Gordon 5th 4 laps down. Tragically, just 4 days after his 4th place finish at Talladega, Clarence Lovell passed away in a single-car accident at his hometown city of San Antonio. Despite winning 11 races in 1973, David Pearson finished 13th in points. He only participated in 18 of the 28 races on the 1973 schedule. And that's the story of the 1973 Winston 500 at Talladega. It had a disastrous wreck which could have ended many lives, and one that many consider the worst pileup in the history of the track. So, what is your thoughts on the race and this story? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. If you enjoyed, please hit the like button and subscribe. If you enjoyed, make sure to go check out some of my other racing stories on this channel. And also, thank you NFJJ for joining me in this video. If y'all haven't yet, go check out his channel and subscribe to him as well. We've reached the checker flag this video. I hope y'all enjoyed, and until next time, we are out. Peace.